the most dangerous animal on this planet.
My goodness.
Where's my phone?
Sharks are undoubtedly some of the scariest creatures in the ocean, but not all sharks are created equal. They range from small and harmless to some of nature's most fearsome predators. And even if you live safely on dry land, some of these sharks are so terrifying they just might haunt your nightmares. From newly discovered terrifying shark species to the legendary great whites, here are the 20 rarest and deadliest sharks you definitely don't want to encounter. Number 20. Megamouth Shark. Can you see where the Megamouth Shark is headed? There's a hint right there in the name. This shark has a huge mouth, as you might expect. This shark will give you nightmares. The megamouth, like the whale shark, is a filter feeder, and the two species are closely related, albeit the megamouth is slightly smaller. That mouth, on the other hand, is right up there with the best of them, with its typical gaping appearance that, although scary, is just meant to capture tiny objects. The megamouth is noteworthy because of its extreme rarity. These sharks are so enigmatic that we know very little about them, and despite their bulk, their presence was only discovered in 1976. Because these monsters prefer to live in the deepest waters, there have only been about 60 encounters. We may never have known about these sharks if not for increased trawling of the deep waters seeking new fish species to be marketed as human food. Unfortunately, the same trawling kills them as they are discovered, with many of the megamouths we have been able to study turning up dead in trawler nets. Hopefully, one day we will be able to unravel the secrets of the megamouth's behavior and life without disturbing their natural habitat. Number 19. Goblin Shark. If you've ever watched the classic science fiction horror picture Alien, you'll know that the xenomorph, the film's titular alien, was created by Swiss artist H.R. Giger with one goal in mind: to frighten the living daylights out of you. When the xenomorph opens its mouth, another mouth crawls out to continue sucking the brains out of its victim, which is a characteristic most people recall. You don't have to go to the farthest reaches of the universe to locate such a monster. The goblin shark may be found right here in our waters. These sharks are known for their similarity to the fearsome goblins of Japanese legend. They reside on the ocean floor, most commonly in the waters near Japan. They may grow up to 12 feet or 4 meters in length and have a unique pink color, which adds to their allure. They're incredibly rare, and we've only been able to study a handful that have rarely shown up in fishing nets. But its most noticeable trait is an extendable mouth. They have extra long noses, which make detecting prey easier, but also give the small fish and mollusks that make up their diet that extra split second to flee before the shark's mouth reacts. Unless, of course, the goblin shark can thrust its jaws out of its mouth to trap its prey in a truly terrifying fashion. Nature can be truly breathtaking at times. Number 18. The Great White Shark. The Great White Shark is a huge mackerel shark that may be found in all of the world's ocean coastal surface waters. It is renowned for its size, with bigger females reaching 6.1 meters. According to 2014 research, great white sharks have a lifetime of up to 70 years or more, making them one of the world's longest-living cartilaginous fishes. The killer whale, on rare instances, is the only known natural predator of the great white shark. It is one of the principal predators of marine mammals, up to the size of huge baleen whales, and is perhaps the world's largest known living macro-predatory fish. Other marine creatures that this shark has been known to feed on include fish and seabirds. The great white shark was represented as a savage man-eater in Peter Benchley's novel Jaws and Steven Spielberg's cinematic version. Humans are not the great white shark's favorite targets. Well, that's some good news. The species appears to dislike or at least be unfamiliar with the taste of humans. Are these sharks suggesting I taste bad? Now I'm offended. It is logically impossible to keep great white sharks in captivity due to their need to travel long distances for seasonal migration and their extremely demanding diet. As a result, while attempts have been made in the past, there are no known aquariums in the world believed to house a live specimen. Number 17. The tiger shark. The tiger shark is the sole living member of the genus Galiocerdo, a genus of requiem sharks. It is a huge macro-predator that may grow to be over 5 meters long. Many tropical and temperate seas, particularly in the central Pacific Islands, are home to populations. It gets its name from the black stripes that run along its body, like a tiger's pattern, but disappear as the shark grows older. The tiger shark is a nocturnal, solitary predator. It is renowned for having the broadest dietary range of any shark, including crustaceans, fish, seals, birds, squid, turtles, sea snakes, dolphins, and even smaller sharks among its prey. It's also known as a trash eater, as it eats a range of inedible man-made things that remain in its stomach. Tiger sharks, although being apex predators, are occasionally preyed upon by groups of killer whales. Due to human finning and fishing, it is classified as a near-threatened species. Despite the fact that sharks seldom attack people, The tiger shark is said to be responsible for a significant number of fatal shark bites and is considered one of the most hazardous shark species. They frequent shallow reefs, ports, and canals where they may come into contact with people. In Hawaii, 3 to 4 shark bites occur each year, although they are seldom deadly. One noteworthy survivor is surfing champion Bethany Hamilton, who lost her left arm to a tiger shark when she was 13 years old in 2003. Thousands of people swim, surf, and dive in Hawaiian waters every day. Thus, this bite rate is quite low. Some native Hawaiians regard the tiger shark as sacred, believing that its eyeballs possess extraordinary sight and awareness abilities. Number 16. Mako Shark. A big mackerel shark, the shortfin Mako Shark is also known as the blue pointer or bonito shark. The shortfin Mako may grow to be 4 meters long. Mako is derived from the Maori language and means man-eater. The shortfin Mako shark eats mostly cephalopods and bony fish such as mackerels, tunas, bonitos, and swordfish, although it may also consume other sharks, porpoises, sea turtles, and seabirds. They hunt by lunging vertically up and ripping pieces of their prey's flanks and fins away. Makos swim below their target so that they can watch what's going on above them and have a good chance of catching up to it before it notices them. Shortfin Makos have been found with severed swordfish bills impaled into their heads and gills at Ganziri and Isola Lipari, Sicily, indicating that swordfish gravely damage and possibly kill them. The shortfin Mako is a quick fish that can leap into the air when caught, making it a popular game fish all around the world. There have been reports of shortfin Makos leaping into boats after being hooked. The shortfin Mako has one of the highest brain-to-body ratios of any shark investigated. This Mako is frequently accused of attacks on humans, and it is undoubtedly capable of hurting and killing people owing to its speed, power, and size. This species, on the other hand, seldom attacks swimmers and does not appear to regard them as prey. The majority of recent shortfin Mako shark attacks are thought to have been prompted by harassment or the shark getting hooked on a fishing line. Now it's time for today's topic. In a recent joint expedition off the Australian coast, fishermen and archaeologists embarked on a mission to locate the remains of an important historic shipwreck resting deep on the ocean floor. Using advanced unmanned underwater drones equipped with sonar, the team scanned the seabed for any trace of the lost vessel. However, what they uncovered shocked them far beyond their original goal. Amidst the decaying remains of the shipwreck, the drone captured footage of a strange shark-like creature lurking nearby. Unlike any known species, the shark possessed a massive 10 to 16-foot body with an unusually rugged and prehistoric appearance. Its sharp teeth and ancient features suggested a link to prehistoric predators. After retrieving data and consulting marine biologists, the team announced that this is likely a new shark species previously unknown to science. Initial examinations revealed its extreme age, with one specimen estimated to be older than Greenland sharks, which are known to live over 400 years. This raises questions. How did this species survive undetected for so long? As the discovery spreads, some believe this species could have been thriving in the deep ocean for millennia, shielded from human activity. The mystery deepens. What other unknown creatures lie in the unexplored depths of our oceans? Number 15. The Blacktip Reef Shark. The Blacktip Reef Shark is a requiem shark species in the Carcharinidae family, distinguished by its conspicuous black points on its fins. This species likes shallow and shore seas and is one of the most numerous sharks in the Indian and Pacific Ocean's tropical coral reefs. In the area, its exposed first dorsal fin is a regular sight. The Blacktip Reef Shark prefers to hang out on coral ledges and sandy flats, but it has been known to venture into brackish and fresh water. It may grow up to 1.6 meters in length. The Blacktip Reef Shark has extremely limited home ranges and displays high sight fidelity, spending up to many years in the same region. It preys on tiny bony fishes, cephalopods, and crustaceans, as well as sea snakes and seabirds. The Blacktip Reef Shark's life cycle has been described in a variety of ways, some of which are inconsistent owing to regional variations within the species. The Blacktip Reef Shark is shy and timid, making it difficult to approach and seldom posing a threat to people unless provoked by food. Wading in shallow water, on the other hand, puts them at risk of having their legs accidentally bitten. This shark is harvested for its flesh, fins, and liver oil, although it is not an economically important species. The Blacktip Reef Shark is classified as vulnerable by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Overfishing of this slow-reproducing shark has contributed to its decrease in a number of locations, despite the fact that the species as a whole remains widespread and reasonably numerous. Number 14. The Oceanic Whitetip Shark. Oceanic whitetip sharks are huge pelagic requiem sharks that may be found in tropical and mild-tempered oceans. Its long, white-tipped rounded fins are the most noticeable feature of its doggy body. Though slow-moving, it is opportunistic and aggressive, and shipwreck survivors are said to be at risk. Because its big fins are highly prized as the main ingredient in shark fin soup, recent studies suggest sharply falling numbers. The white-tip shark, like other shark species, faces increasing fishing pressure across its range. The oceanic whitetip is a solitary, slow-moving fish that prefers to cruise at the top of the water column, examining wide areas of open water for potential food sources. Sucker scars on the skin of a specimen recorded off the coast of Hawaii suggest that the species is capable of diving deep enough to fight gigantic squid. The oceanic whitetip shark, the most common ship-following shark, exhibits dog-like behavior when its interest is piqued. When drawn to something that appears to be food, its gestures become more excited, and it approaches carefully but tenaciously, retreating and maintaining a safe distance if driven away but ready to rush in if the opportunity presents itself. Oceanic whitetips are not quick swimmers, although they may reach astonishing speeds in a short period of time. Whitetip sharks frequently fight for food with silky sharks, compensating for their slower swimming technique with aggressive displays. Number 13. Bull shark. Bull sharks are so named because they are among the most aggressive sharks and the only large shark species that is not frightened of people. As a result, many consider the bull shark to be the most deadly of all, and they are unaffected by brackish or even fresh water, which is why bull sharks are frequently seen in the Amazon River. This shark, like a bull, loves to butt its victims to paralyze them before devouring them. They are stocky, muscular sharks that may grow up to 13 feet long, with females being significantly bigger than males. They are related to tiger sharks and white sharks, and they, like their cousins, have a large number of razor-sharp teeth arranged in rows that the shark can spin. Furthermore, with a biting force of 1,300 psi, the bull shark possesses by far the greatest bite force of any shark. Because it has particular kidneys that sense variations in water salinity and operate differently depending on whether the shark is in a river or a seabed, this shark is unusual in that it can test out the bite in both sea and fresh water. Bull sharks are also unique in that they have live births similar to mammals, and the sharks are already 2 feet long when they are born. The bull shark can't anticipate much in the way of parenting after it's born. Once they're out, they're on their own. Number 12. The copper shark. The copper shark is a type of requiem shark that belongs to the Carcharinidae family. It is the sole member of its genus that lives primarily in temperate climates. It may be found in many populations in the northeastern and southwestern Atlantic, off the coast of southern Africa, the northwestern and eastern Pacific, and around Australia and New Zealand, with isolated reports from equatorial areas, from brackish rivers and estuaries to shallow basin ports to offshore seas. This species can be found. The copper shark is a fast-swimming predator that feeds mostly on cephalopods, bony fishes, and other cartilaginous fishes. They have been observed to hunt in huge groups, taking advantage of their numbers, although they prefer to remain alone for the most part. Throughout its range, commercial and recreational fisheries appreciate this species, and it is used as food. The population size of the species is unclear. However, the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List classifies it as vulnerable because of its poor growth and reproduction rates, as well as the fact that its numbers are thought to have fallen in some places. Although copper sharks seldom attack humans, they rank 9th in the number of unprovoked attacks on humans. Number 11. Basking Shark. The basking shark, after the whale shark, is the second largest shark in the seas, and it may be found in warm temperate coastal waters all around the world. Basking sharks, like their whale shark cousins, consume plankton and collide over the water with their massive mouths wide open, filtering out the small marine animals as they pass by. The rotten carcasses of basking sharks, known as globsters, washing up on British and Japanese beaches have been believed to be those of ancient plesiosaurs, or sea monsters unknown to humanity. This tradition has included even recent conspiracy theory developments, where the rotten flesh of basking sharks washing up on shorelines was mistaken for historic plesiosaurs or sea monsters. Furthermore, these slow-moving, non-aggressive sharks have long been prized for their oil, food, and leather, but the species is now endangered and protected in a number of nations. Because it has the smallest size-to-brain ratio of any shark, the basking shark may have been favored by hunters. They're hardly the Einsteins of the shark world, so they're probably a little sluggish on the uptake. Is there a smartest shark on the planet? It's the great white shark, which the basking shark is sometimes confused for. Number 10. The sand tiger shark. The sand tiger shark is a shark species that lives in subtropical and temperate seas all around the world. It lives on the continental shelf along sandy beaches. They may be found in the seas of Japan, Australia, South Africa, the Mediterranean, and North and South America's east coastlines. It is a rather peaceful and slow-moving shark with no documented human deaths. Despite its menacing look and great swimming abilities, this species has a robust body and a sharp, pointed skull. Bony fish, crustaceans, squid, skates, and other sharks make up their diet. The sand shark, unlike other sharks, can swallow air from the surface, allowing it to float in the water column with little effort. Intrauterine cannibalism, sometimes called embryophagy or More colorfully, adelphophagy, literally eating one's brother, is a reproductive strategy in which the best-developed embryo feeds on its siblings throughout pregnancy. On the red list of the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the sand tiger is classified as severely endangered. Because of its tolerance for confinement, it is the most often housed big shark in public aquariums. The nocturnal sand shark eats at night. They seek refuge near rocks, overhangs, caves, and reefs during the day, typically at shallow depths. Sand tigers are nocturnal hunters. It is the only shark known to take in air and store it in its stomach, allowing it to maintain near-neutral buoyancy and hunt motionlessly and silently. Number 9. Pelagic thresher shark. For most sharks, the front end is the most dangerous component. Thresher sharks are an exception. They're hazardous on both ends because they've weaponized their tails. The top parts of their sword-style tail fins are so enormous that they can be as long as the shark itself. For almost a century, people have thought that threshers attack their victims with their extended fins, which resemble those of antique threshers. In nature, however, no one had ever seen them do so. In 2010, one team proved that they can lash out at tethered bait in controlled conditions. On the other hand, Simon Oliver has done a better job. In the summer of 2010, his crew spent time in the Philippines, where they saw and recorded wild pelagic thresher sharks following massive shoals of sardines. The footage is stunning and undeniable. Threshers really do hunt with their tails. With its massive pectoral fins twisting, the thresher races for a ball of fish before slamming on the brakes. It flexes its tail base, lowers its snout, and thrusts its entire body forward. It launches the tail tip over its head like a catapult at a speed of 30 miles per hour. The world's fastest shark can spin its tail at a top speed of 80 miles per hour. Number 8. The nurse shark. The nurse shark is not the rarest shark on our list. In fact, in their native home, which is the bottom of the sea in shallow, warm waters of the eastern Pacific and western Atlantic, these sharks are very common. Their name derives from the Old English word hearse, which evolved into nurse, and they do make a peculiar sucking sound similar to that of a nursing baby as they go about their business eating on the ocean floor. They move slowly and aren't especially hazardous to humans, despite reaching lengths of up to 4.2 meters, making them magnificent giants. Some divers have noticed that the smaller ones may be quite friendly to people, pausing to be caressed and stroked and appearing to enjoy the attention, much like puppy dogs on the ocean floor. However, a furious nurse shark will attack a diver if it feels threatened, so it's better not to get too friendly. Their skins, which are extraordinarily silky and yield high-quality leather, are coveted, as is the oil generated by their enormous livers. While nurse sharks are under threat from human activities, we may still expect them to thrive in the wild for some time. Number 7. The Caribbean reef shark. The Caribbean reef shark is a requiem shark that belongs to the Carcharinidae family. It may be found in the tropical seas of the western Atlantic Ocean from Florida to Brazil, and it is the Caribbean Sea's most frequent reef shark. This species is difficult to distinguish from other big members of its family, such as the dusky shark, due to its strong, streamlined shape. Dusky-colored fins with no conspicuous markings, a short free rear tip on the second dorsal fin, and tooth form and quantity are all distinguishing features. The Caribbean reef shark is a big apex predator that feeds on a range of fish and cephalopods in the reef environment. They've been observed sitting stationary on the seafloor or within caves, which is rare for a swimming shark. If it feels threatened, it may make a threat display by rapidly changing course and dipping its pectoral fins. It is viviparous, with females giving birth to 4 to 6 pups every other year. Similar to other requiem sharks, reef sharks in the Caribbean are important to fisheries as a source of meat, leather, liver oil, and fish meal, but they have lately gained popularity as an eco-tourist attraction. Bait is used to lure sharks to parties of diverse and controversial shark feedings in the Bahamas and elsewhere. A tiny number of human fatalities are attributed to this species. Shark attacks are most common in the spring and summer. Number 6. WAbby gong. The WAbby gong is the common name for the 12 carpet shark species of the Orectolobidae family. They may be found in shallow, temperate, and tropical seas of the western Pacific Ocean and eastern Indian Ocean, primarily in the areas surrounding Australia and Indonesia. The name wobbegong is said to have originated in an Australian Aboriginal language and means shaggy beard, alluding to the growths that surround the mouth of the western Pacific shark. Wobbegongs have a symmetrical pattern of strong markings that mimics a carpet, which helps them blend in. Wobbegongs and their near cousins are sometimes referred to as carpet sharks because of their distinctive pattern. The presence of tiny, weed-like whisker lobes improves concealment. Wobbegongs are not often thought to be hazardous to people, although they have attacked swimmers, snorkelers, and scuba divers who have ventured too close. They have many small but strong teeth and can bite even through a wetsuit. Once bitten, they have been known to cling to the victim and be difficult to remove. Number 5. Saw shark. The saw shark, along with the hammerhead, is back on the list of strange-looking sharks that may fit in some kind of odd underwater carpentry kit. This shark may appear to have been created by a high school student with a creative imagination, but it's 100% real and can be found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. There are presently 8 different species of saw shark recognized by science, with the most recent discovery occurring in 2014 near the Philippines when a new species was discovered. The teeth of these strange-looking critters protrude all the way down a flattened snout that may be nearly a quarter of their total length. Sharks utilize their snouts for hunting and defense, as well as for detecting electromagnetic signals from their prey. They detect a signal and dig for food beneath the sandy bottom with their snouts before cutting them to death and devouring whatever unfortunate mollusk happened to be resting there. Despite their frightening appearance, saw sharks are not considered hazardous to people. Owing to their remote location and rarity, just one fatal saw shark attack has been documented. Despite their rarity, these sharks are not considered a threat to people since they live far away from our fishing grounds. Number 4. The blue shark. Blue sharks may be found in deep waters across the world's temperate and tropical oceans. The blue shark, with a length of about 3.1 meters, migrates great distances, such as from New England to South America. The International Union for Conservation of Nature has it categorized as near threatened. They can move swiftly despite their inherent sluggishness. Blue sharks are viviparous, with huge litters ranging from 25 to over 100 pups. They eat mostly tiny fish and squid, although they may sometimes eat larger prey. Although the maximum lifetime is unknown, it is thought that they can survive for up to 20 years. Blue shark meat is palatable but not extensively sought after. It is eaten raw, dried, smoked, salted, and diverted for fish meal. Heavy metals, mercury, and lead have been found in significant concentrations in the edible meat. The skin is used to make leather, the fins are used to make shark fin soup, and the liver is used to make oil. Because of their beauty and speed, blue sharks are occasionally sought as game fish. Humans are seldom bitten by blue sharks. From 1580 to 2013, the blue shark was only involved in 13 bite cases, 4 of which resulted in death. Blue sharks, like the majority of pelagic sharks, do not do well in captivity. SeaWorld San Diego made the first attempt to maintain blue sharks in captivity in 1968, and a few other public aquariums in North America, Europe, and Asia have tried since then. Number 3. Frilled Shark. This shark appears to have given up on evolution and is content with its absolutely frightening, primordial characteristics. It moves like a snake, waving its body through the water until it meets its favorite food, squid, which it snatches up and frequently eats whole. It also has beady green eyes and crinkly brown skin, giving it the appearance of a living relic. Its rows of sharp, needle-like teeth are perfect for cutting soft-bodied squid apart, but it can gladly devour other fish and sharks if they get close enough. Finally, the shark's gills have a frilled form that gives it its name and the appearance of a Middle Ages nobleman. The 2 species of frilled shark are found in the Atlantic and Pacific Seas, mostly in the outer continental shelf and upper continental slope waters, where the sharks generally reside on the ocean floor in ecologically rich parts of the ecosystem. They survive on a diet of cephalopods, smaller sharks, and bony fish. The frilled shark engages in nighttime vertical migration to eat at the ocean surface when searching for food. The frilled shark glides like an eel, bending and lunging with its long and flexible jaws, which are armed with 300 recurved, needle-like teeth to grab and devour whole prey. Number 2. The great hammerhead. The great hammerhead shark is the biggest hammerhead shark species belonging to the Sphyrnidae family, with an average length of 4.6 meters and a maximum length of 6.1 meters. It may be found in tropical and warm temperate seas all around the world, mostly along coasts and on the continental shelf. The form of the great hammerhead's hammer, called the cephalofoil, which is broad with a nearly straight front edge, and its tall, sickle-shaped first dorsal fin set it apart from other hammerheads. The great hammerhead shark is a solitary, strong-swimming apex predator that feeds on a broad variety of food, including crustaceans and cephalopods, bony fish, and smaller sharks. The cephalofoil appears to immobilize stingrays, a preferred food, according to observations of this species in the field. This species reproduces viviparously, having litters of up to 55 pups every 2 years. The great hammerhead seldom attacks people, despite its inherent threat. It can be curious towards diverse at times and should be treated with respect. This shark is frequently hunted for its huge fins, which are in high demand in Asia as the principal component in shark fin soup. As a result, great hammerhead shark numbers are rapidly falling across the world, and this species has been classified as critically endangered. Number 1. Horned shark. The horned shark, as its name suggests, has a unique look, with 2 ridged horns above each of its eyes being the most noticeable characteristic. They also have 2 spines protruding from their backs, similar to classic television antennae. These tiny sharks dwell off the coast of North America and have a laid-back demeanor. They don't like to swim and prefer to shuffle over the bottom, propelled by their fins, and the greatest reported distance a horned shark has traveled is around 16 kilometers. Interestingly, their strong jaws and specialized teeth allow them to crush hard-shelled prey, such as sea urchins, crabs, and mollusks, with ease. Despite their slow movements, horned sharks are remarkably effective hunters when night falls, relying on stealth and patience to locate their meals. Researchers have found that these sharks often spend their days hiding in crevices, rocky reefs, or underwater caves to avoid predators and rest before their nocturnal activities. Juvenile horned sharks, on the other hand, are more vulnerable and have been observed using sandy bottoms as camouflage to avoid being eaten by larger fish. The angel shark has been seen trying to devour a horned shark, only to spit it out after receiving a severe sting from one of the spines. As a result of its popularity along the coast of Mexico, you could say this is one spicy shark. Their adaptability and low-energy lifestyle make them fascinating creatures in the underwater world, thriving in environments where many other sharks struggle to survive. Which of these sharks would you least want to see in your nightmares? Have you ever encountered a shark in the wild? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the other cool videos on the screen, and I'll see you next time.